If I was to become an agent in 2024 or 2025, these are the things that I would do beforehand or right when I get my license. So number one, it would be to really look around at the brokerage that you are going to join. Now, I have been, in my first year in real estate, I have been to 5 brokerages. And not only was that mentally exhausting, but it was very costly as well because I had to keep changing my marketing. And that will be another video on why that had occurred. But you're going to want to really deep dive into the brokerage that you're going to be joining. There are some brokerages that just want to recruit you because that person gets monetary gain from you joining under their pyramid. So even when somebody is telling you like, this is the best brokerage ever, blah, 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 it's usually because they want you to join under their name so they can receive money, unfortunately. Now, another thing is there are some other brokerages or even teams that you want to make sure and ask them what their commission structure is. My very first team that was at my first brokerage, it was a boutique brokerage. The commission was 50-50, but I didn't have to pay for a lot of my advertising. All of that was taken care of. So those are other things that you have to consider as well. What are you getting out of being there? And if they're not going to provide marketing, advertising, or any type of support, is there going to be a better commission split such as 80-20 so that way you have enough money to sustain yourself in the business? And if you're going to join a team, you're going to want to make sure that you really study who is the leader of this team. There are so many people out there in the industry that have a good, successful couple years and they leave to go a different brokerage and start a team just because they have this momentum and they think they can run a team. And surprisingly, some of these people are fresh agents. They had very good couple of years their first time, and they're like, I'm gonna go and start a team. But yet they still need a lot. They still need a lot to still learn, and you wanna make sure that you don't end up falling under that, guys, because of liability reasons. So number 2, you want to make sure that you have enough savings, not just for your marketing advertising, but also 6 months worth of your bills, because you may not get a commission check right away. Me, I did get one a month and a half after getting mine, but that was a different market. That was a different story, and I can dive into that much later. But I got very lucky, and that doesn't always happen. But you want to make sure that you have 6 months worth of bills saved. That way you can completely focus on your business if you're full-time. Now, if you still have a job and you're not really sure about fully committing into real estate full-time 100%, do not quit your daytime job. If you have the ability to do part-time, I do recommend that, so that way you can also focus on real estate, because you need to be able to prospect every single day. Every single day. And I can get into that later in another video. But if you do have a part-time job or even a full-time job, don't quit your day job yet, okay? Just again, because especially if you are heavily relying on paying bills the next month, a check is not going to happen that instantly. Now, number 3, my biggest thing is when I started in real estate, I wish I started YouTube back then. Now, I have just recently started YouTube, so my biggest regret is that I should have done YouTube a long time ago. And I say that because you want to start becoming the expert of your area, and YouTube is such a great platform in order to do so, because even when you are doing your videos and you're uploading on your video, there's people who are constantly searching for the topic that you are covering within real estate, compared to Instagram and TikTok. And I say that because Instagram and TikTok, although it might have a good turnaround, it's not very searchable content yet. YouTube videos are better SEO. Number 4, I would host an open house each weekend. Now, you do not have to have a listing to host an open house. I suggest you get to know the real estate agents within your association, or even look for a Facebook group that is very popular within your area of real estate agents, because there's other agents at other brokerages that are also looking for people to host their open houses. And I highly suggest you do it. I did it 4 times a week. And that goes back to how I got my first client within like a month and a half, is I was hosting open house 4 times a week. It was very exhausting, but that was the best and most affordable thing for me at that moment. And I can get into that another video later in that regards. But you're gonna want to host an open house. And the reason that may be is it's a great way to meet other agents who are coming in with their clients, to kind of chat with them a little bit too. But it's also a great way to meet people, especially even the neighbors of that house that's for sale. But the most important thing is it will help you practice talking to people. It's very important. A lot of people don't do this. Unfortunately, you definitely have to be outgoing, and you have to know what you need to talk about in regards of real estate to people within the area. Number 5, and I have been very guilty of this every time I switch my brokerages, but you're gonna wanna save up enough money to right away get your for sale signs done, your open house signs done, your business cards done. You're gonna want your super box locks, or just the locks, whatever your association provides. We do super boxes, which are like $180 each. But you're gonna wanna make sure you have those items. I cannot tell you how, for example, when I first started, I got my business cards, yay. I did get my open house signs, but I was not prepared to quickly get the listing that I did. So when I got my buyer, they sent me a referral for a listing, and I did not have a for sale sign prepared, and I did not have a lockbox prepared. I was very lucky I found a local vendor to make me one very quickly. It was very expensive, and had me scrambling. So a lot of agents think like, I'm just gonna get things that I need at a time, but I can tell you in the future, just have those things prepared and ready to go, because you never know. You wanna be able to get a call one weekend from a friend or referral or anything that you've came across, and be able to hang a sign and that lockbox up that same day. Number 6, you need to have funds for advertisement, whether that is running ads on your social media of preference, or if you need to pay for leads. Now, I'm gonna get some slack from agents that are like, don't pay for leads, don't pay for leads. I paid for a lead my second year of real estate, and I have received, out of the 40 leads that I received, which it cost me about $3,000. It's much more than that now. For 40 leads, it cost me a little over $3,000, and I had closed 5 of them, and it generated $50,000 to $60,000. So from that $3,000, I was able to receive money from those things. I've also ran ads on Facebook. So those are kind of passive prospecting ways. And I'll get into that in another video on the types of different prospecting. But as a new agent, even if you want to pay for your content to be pushed out to get more views, that is a great way. There are several other free ways to get your name out there, but if you want faster results within real estate, I highly suggest that you have money to be able to pay for those things. You are also going to want to have those funds ready and available as well, because when you get a listing, you should be paying for those advertising for your client, because that is what your job is. So whether it is flyers, direct mailers, or even, and paying for marketing of that. That way you can show your client the reach and everything from this. That way you can show your client all that hard work that you are doing to get that home sold. Most agents will just put the house on the MLS, but it is 2024. We are better than that. We are going to be paying a lot of money for our marketing advertisement for these houses. So you need to have some saved just in case you need to have some money saved just in case you get that listing, so you can go ahead and start paying for all of those pretty expensive advertisement to get that house sold. And if you are an agent here and you think I have missed something, comment below. It's very helpful for myself and very helpful for others. And I hope you guys enjoy my video. Make sure to subscribe. And if you are still here, drop a house emoji in the comments.